Hey guys, Team Siege is here with Dom with his top 32 San Diego Invitational deck profile. So let's just go now.
Hey guys, so we ended up playing green, blue, yellow Janemba. We ended up 21st in Swiss after day 1. And later effect is going to be draw 1 and then mill 2 cards from your opponent. It's going to untap 2 on the flip. And then you're going to go ahead and swing, mill 2 again. And you also have another built-in auto. Then you ditch a blue card and you get a free negate for the rest of the game. Moving into the deck. You played 3 Destruction Red Janembas. It's going to allow you to untap 1, draw 1, and mill your opponent out 3. If not, it's a 20k body with crit. Going to go ahead and play 2 of the Promo Janemba. The Promo Janemba allows you to have deflect, critical, 20k body again, and at the end of the turn you mill your opponent out 2, put on the bottom. You played 3 Counterplay Gohans. It's going to allow you to counterplay for 2 if you have a dual color energy, and you're going to be able to bounce a card back to their hand. And so that's the utility of that card. We play 4 Super Combos. It's going to be Piccolo and not the standard one.
So, why do you play Piccolo?
Well, the card says winner, and that's what we are here, CGC. We're winners.
Alright, enough questions.
Thank you. Moving on. So we have 4 Senzu Bean. It's going to allow you to tap one. Alright, so we're going to move into our extra cards. We played 4 Senzu Bean. It's a standard from set 1. You're going to tap 1 and tap 2 energy. And 4 Dimension Magic. It's going to allow you to Sparking 5, take a life, and then the main effect is negate the attack and untap 2 energy. Moving into our dual colors. We're going to have 3 Frost Deadly Poison. It's going to allow you kind of like Cold Bloodlust, but for 3. Minimum requirement is 1 blue, 1 yellow. And if you're less than 3 life, you get to untap an energy afterwards. We played 4 Bojack. Not only is it a blocker and an arrival for 1 yellow, blue, yellow, but it's also going to allow you to tap one of their cards upon play and mill them out 1. And then afterwards you have a defensive combo step. And then we only played 3 Beers. 3 Beers is pretty standard in this list, only because you only have 3 dual energies that allow you to just come in not energy exhausted. We're going to go on to yellow. For yellow, we went and played 4 the Bojack Negate. It's going to come in as a counter attack, and it's going to come into the field, and when it enters, you're going to be able to not only negate the attack, but mill them out 1 card. Last of the yellows we're going to play is 3 Chomp of the Trickster. Chomp of the Trickster ignores barrier upon entry. It's played for 2 instead of 3 if you have the dual color in your energy, and it's going to allow you to untap. You're going to draw a card after resting a unit. We're going to move into the green. The main counter of the deck is going to go ahead and be Vegeta the Cruel. Vegeta the Cruel is going to enter again as a counterplay for 2 if you have a dual color energy. It's not only going to pop one of their 4 or less units, but it's also going to force them to warp 1 card. And that's one of the main utilities of like the hand control, kind of board control thing. We play 4 Cell. You play max out on Cell because originally in Janemba you'd play 4 Cell, and it just adds to the green count to have the 1 green for your counterplay. You play 1 Godstrike Beerus. 1 Godstrike Beerus just for utility to either negate the triple attack, triple strike, anything you need to in the moment for 2 energy, which you normally have face up for your counterplays. And the last card we play is 1 Kami, again standard for Janemba lists that are tricolor. It's going to allow you to kind of lock out Senzu Beans if you're in mirror matches or any blue matchup, and it's also going to draw you 1 card on the play. For 1-ofs, we play Champa. It's a double strike when you combo with it for 1. It's going to give you 10k, and that's about it. Instead of going with the 2 Bardock, we went with 1 Trunks Power Overseeing Time. We went with 1 Trunks because of the popularity of Janemba. You'd be able to have more utility in the main deck rather than have to side it in and auto lose game 1 based off a matchup. And then we did end up playing the 1 Bardock because it is still a good card for Overrealm. It is free. It can bait out counters for your opponent, and if not, you net 2 cards. That's going to be the main deck. Yeah, we'll cut after that, right? Moving on to our sideboard. We ended up playing 2 Father-Son Kamehameha. You play this specifically for any red baby matchups and for the Toa. You play 2 Striving. This card actually came in MVP against the first matchup of U6. It locked out all their 2 or less drops, and you were able to just kind of tempo out the game in your favor. We played 3 Gowasu. It has 2 utility components. 1 is against Shenron. You're able to ditch a card and then put a unit back on the bottom of the deck and then shuffle. And if not, if you're going against a mirror match, which is the main reason we played it, was to put 3 cards back. And that way you don't deck out first. 2 Pan. For any decks to stall you out, such as Mirror Match, Toa, or Shenron, you're able to awaken faster and get more aggro on them to force them out, like different playstyle. We played the second Trunks Power Scene Time in the sideboard. We sided out the Bardock in the Mirror Match that we played, and then also against anything we had to go pure aggro on, or such as mill out, you're able to get your Janemba Destruction Rares back and use them more effectively. We only played 2 of the Vegeta counterplay. We only played 2 of this because we played 3 Gowasu in the main, and it is a blue combo compared to a counterplay. It's just a good utility card, and again, it helps you in the mirror match. If not, you're able to counterplay on red-green, and it just nets your card advantage. And the last card we played was specifically for Shenron, was 3 of the Force Ejection Massing. The idea behind it was you're able to play 2 in 1 turn, effectively ripping 2 of their energy. That way you stall Shenron out to where point you can mill them out, or you can kill them aggressively.
Okay, so let's talk about your matchups, your wins, losses, what you think you could have done better, and any tips or help for people playing the deck out there.
Alright, so San Diego was only 6 rounds day 1. We ended up going X2 after the full event ended. So the first matchup was going to be U6 Broly, utilizing like the new Veggie package and the U6 untap mechanics. We took that game 2-1. The only thing that decided the game 3 was the fact that he had a bunch of 1 and 2 drops on the field at the end, and we had Striving out since turn 2. So that effectively won us that game. Game 2 was round 2 was going to be Toa. We took that 2-1 as well. It came down to the end factor of being that it's just aggro versus aggro, and I ended up milling out. So that was that. Round 3 with Shenjita, we actually lost 0-2 in that matchup. The only reason that I feel like we did lose effectively was because of the fact that we didn't utilize Gowasu like we should. We should have been more patient and not going for life, or possibly just hitting the Kaioken every single time and not milling. I'm not quite sure the deciding factor in that game outside of he ramped to 7 energy at the last turn, and Kaioken's Kaioken. Round 3 was going to be, round 4 was against Baby, Red Baby, Pure Baby. Carlos also topped that event. I ended up getting that game 2-1. 2-1 was the only deciding factor in that last game. Was game 3 was he was able to utilize his Baby effectively turn 3, and we just played the Father Son twice. So Father Son and the Baby like just ended the game there. Round 5 was a mirror match. That was the only mirror match we played all day. I had not been familiar with the mirror match outside of 1 game, and my idea was I was going to put all the cards back with the counterplay and Gowasu, and he used his deck just a lot smarter than I did, honestly, and he ended up taking that 2-0. He ended up going for aggro versus deck out. And the last match I played was Toa, 2-0 on that one. The only reason we won that one, honestly, was because both times he went for the 7-drop Toa, they were in his life. So I felt bad, really nice guy. Just some really, really terrible luck on that one. So those are the matchups. Best cards of the day would have to be Father Son and Striving. They were the 2 key components to winning both 2-1s. And every opponent I had was really nice, really cordial, really respectful. Thanks for watching the deck profile, guys. Stay tuned for CGC as we post more deck profiles from San Diego and more future to come.